of the Nerdstrom House Championship. I've been really excited to kind of get this going, and really excited to kind of just have this showcase for you guys too. Just the ability to kind of showcase my own decks, kind of figure out what kind of decks are actually really powerful within my own repertoire, and hopefully kind of get myself ready. To be focused on set seven, which is going to be coming up on March 7th, at least for all local game stores. So I'm really looking forward to this. Um, so in case you guys didn't know the rules, this is the buy-in round. Today we're only going to do a best of one match. That's right. Only one match is going to happen between these two decks right here. You win and you're in. If you lose, then you're out. We're going to be doing two games today. The first one is going to be the game that you see right over here. On your left, we've got the current number six seed as in it's number six card deck in my rotation, an Amber Amethyst Hyper Aggro deck, and we've got ourselves the Blue Steel, Sapphire Steel, Kiwi Birds variants with a little bit of Nerdstrom Spice inside of here. And as you can see, this deck now has sleeves because in the last few videos you've actually saw that I found out that the Kiwi Birds variant is in fact sleeve worthy, and so I've got sleeves for it, proper competitive sleeves for it now. So yeah, no, it's really great that Kiwi Birds can kind of get its variant, can get its sleeves, but now we want to see if it can make it deep into competition. This I feel is going to be an interesting matchup because in a best of three matchup, you already saw when the deck was first introduced that the Kiwi Birds variant actually did pull off the win against against Hyper Aggro. But that was a best of three, and it did take three matches in order to win that match. Now it's a best of one, and a lot of things can go wrong in one match. And if you've ever played Lorcana competitively, it can happen that way. So I mean, with these kind of matches, you know, you got to get the hands right, the mulligans correct. I mean, it might even come down to the freaking dice roll at the same time too. So this is going to be a rather intense matchup for not just Amber Amethyst and Blue Steel, but also for the Emerald Steel discard and the Emerald Sapphire deck that's going to be playing on in the next round. So this is gonna be a pretty interesting game. I do not know what is going to come of this match, so we'll see. In my own personal opinion, I kind of have the mentality that new is always better. So in my way, I'm kind of excited to see this deck hopefully win this match and go deep into towards the finals of the Nerdstrom House Championship. However, the Amethyst deck has been around with me forever, so I know what this deck is like and I know what it's capable of. So we don't know. I'm gonna play both these decks to their heart's content, the best of my ability, and I ought to know because I made them. You know, and either way, when, regardless of what happens in the Nerdstrom House Championship, I always win. So like it's the one championship I'm always guaranteed to win. This is me being a wrestling booker where I book myself to win the championship every time. Okay, so um, I will go ahead and do the dice roll. Since Amber Amethyst is seated, they are going to go ahead and get the first dice roll, which is shoot, no, hang on, that's not it. Got to make sure it's in the bowl. Ooh, here we go. We got an 11. Let's go ahead and see what Sapphire Steel's got. Oh, so close. It's a 9. Oh, no. All right. Well, it looks like Amber Amethyst does, in fact, have the initial first turn in this best of one game. So who knows how this is going to go. Um, and in case you guys are wondering, a couple of videos ago, I was trying to do videos of of the contestants leading up to the set championship. And unfortunately, I've decided to forego the ability to go ahead and do that. And the reason why is because I'm actually beginning the process of moving. And I need to be able to kind of focus my efforts on being able to move to our new location. It's going to be a little while from now. So you'll still see content here and there. I definitely wanted to make sure that the House Championship did happen before we started really getting serious about the move. But yeah, just know that at some point you're going to see me move to a new place. There's going to be a little hiatus on content, but until then, I'll be here with you guys and we're going to be demonstrating this. Now, what I will do is after this video, I will be posting the Dreamborn links to each one of these decks so you can see the deck profiles that are being provided. So we'll go ahead and I can at least go ahead and do that for you guys so you can see what decks are to be anticipated. And from there, we'll just kind of go. And I think I am just wondering at some point what I'll also do is add the update the Dreamborn links for the other 4 decks that are to be announced in this set. So you'll see updated links for those ones too once their respective games happen. I've just been shuffling a lot. I think this has been shuffled enough. You know that thing that happens whenever you create a deck and you want to put it on Dreamborn, so you organize it and make sure it's all in numerical order, and then before you know it, you see that everything's perfectly in order and all that kind of stuff. So that's the one thing I don't like about having to create these Dreamborn links all the time. I mean, it's necessary. I have to do these sort of things, but when you do that, it kind of resets your shuffle, and it's all fresh and new, and just you before you know it, you get 4 Calhouns on turn. You get 4 Clarabelles on turn 1 after a mulligan, and you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck, that sort of thing. It's just all these high seed things. So there is that, and there's that. All right, so yeah, eventually I'll be able to finish shuffling. But yeah, I've been really excited for this, and I'm so glad that I get the little bit of time to kind of showcase this matchup. And I'm very glad that at the very least, I know that Blue Steel is sleeve worthy. I'm really excited to try some new things in set 7 with this deck. The Sapphire has been getting a lot of love in set 7, and I've been playing Sapphire for a very long time as well. Is it one of my premier decks that I always play? Honestly, no. I get a little bit more scared of playing Sapphire because I just know that so many other people play it, and so many other people probably play it better than I do. Like I said, I've said before, I by no means consider myself in any way a top or elite player. I'm just a dude who loves playing Lorcana. And do I like being competitive? Sure. I love doing these sort of things. But I always just kind of get hesitant when it comes to seeing playing for that sort of thing. So anyways, wait, oh shoot. I just realized. Crap. Well, I guess I can just finish doing this and then we should be good to go. But I should have started off getting the hand ready of the Blue Steel deck first. That's okay. I can go ahead and get that prepared. It's okay. Try to guess what logic I have when I do these sort of dice roll things to figure out my order. Oh, no. Cool. right. So since we're on the subject of set 7, you can leave in the chat. You should leave in the chat what cards are you most looking forward to adding to your own respective decks. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. This is a great. I like looking at this. This is a great send off to set 6. I thought it was a very I thought it was a pretty exciting choice of cards. And a lot of it really is definitely pretty prevalent in the meta right now. And I can't wait to see how it changes after the fact. So, all right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start by selecting 7 cards for blue steel. And you know what? No, I'm gonna do this. No. Okay. I am gonna send back 5. This deck. No, that's not a good one. I'm actually looking at myself on the in another screen in the live streams because I finally figured out what I can do in order to kind of respond to chat. So if you are in the chat, say hello. I can actually see your conversations and respond to you in a relatively timely manner. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so blue steel is set. Now, let's go ahead and see what we do for hyper aggro. Given its state, number 6, I would not count out this deck, honestly. Like, in today's meta, I've always been really hesitant to play hyper aggro, just because I know that, like, it's, I don't know, it kind of gets looked down at as a deck. But at least in house championships that I've done privately, this is raked. This deck has just been awesome. And I'm really curious to see what happens. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of all of that. Yeah. So I'm going to keep 1 and I'm going to send back 6. For as bad as that hand was, that one was a lot worse. And who knows, maybe that could be that one little card could be the edge that blue steel has in order to win this match. You never know. Okay, so okay. All right. So there's your 7, and let's go ahead and start. Okay. So Amethyst has a start, and it does not draw. So what I'm going to do is, to begin, we're going to start by inking Chernobog's Followers, and I'm going to spend 1 to Blade Daisy. You know her. You love her. Whenever it is character quest, opponents reveals the top card of the deck, and if it's a character card, they can put it in their hand. Otherwise, they put it on the bottom of their deck. I do believe that the ability can favor blue steel, at least this variant of blue steel. But I don't know. we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw. Okay, I am going to start by inking Gantu, and I am going to spend 1 to play Robin Hood, and I'm going to pass turn. Okay. Now, I just so you guys know, I do. If you guys haven't seen me play, I do try to play this game as if I would have played it in competition, which means I wouldn't know what's going on both sides. So I try to let you guys know about that as soon as I can, so you know, hey, listen, I'm just playing the way that I play. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn, and I am going to. I'm going to ink the White Rose, and I am going to spend 1 for Lilo, and I'm going to spend 1 for Befuddle to send Robin Hood back to hand. And then I'm going to quest for 2 to go to 2, and then Daisy triggers. Calhoun. Calhoun goes into the hand, and I will pass turn. Okay. Let's see. That definitely puts a hamper into my plans. I'm going to draw for turn. So I am going to I'm going to ink McDuck Manor. I'm going to spend 1 to, actually no, I'm going to spend, actually I'm going to spend 2 to boom back row, Lilo. I'll go ahead and hit that, and I am going to pass turn. Ain't gonna be that 6 hit that normally happens on turn 3 with this deck. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. And I am going to ink Befuddle. I'm gonna spend 1 for Daisy, and then I'm going to quest for 2 to 4. Daisy triggers. John Silver goes into Blue Steel's hand. I am going to then spend 2 to play Snake to send that back to hand, and I am going to pass turn. All right. Let's see. That's a gross predicament. I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to. I'm going to ink John Silver, and I am going to. I'm going to spend 1 on Robin Hood, and then I'll spend 2 for Calhoun. Calhoun's got resist +1, and during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore. Yeah, I'm gonna pass turn. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna draw for turn. Do I want to do that? I am going to quest for 3 to 7. Daisy's gonna trigger. Dock. Okay. Lots of unequals on that side. And I'm going to spend 2 to play Madam Mim, send this back to hand, and I'm going to spend 1 to play Daisy Duck. Gosh, I wish I had more ink. But this should at least protect my guys for a bit, and there's only 1 character exerted over on that side, so. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. I'm going to ink Pete. Definitely know I'm going to do that for sure. And then... Dang. I am going to spend 1 to play Fire the Cannons on Daisy. Take 2. And then I'm going to spend 3 to hard cast Strength of Raging Fire. Deal damage to chosen character equal to the number of characters you have in play. I'm going to hit 2 right over here. I am going to... Yeah, I could probably just do that for now. I'll go ahead and challenge Calhoun into Madam Mim. Both of these are going to go, but not before I get 2 lore for that. And then I am going to... I'm trying to think. I'm going to pass turn. Turn. Oh, okay, you know what? Let's try this. I'm gonna spend 1 for Daisy, 2 for Lilo, and then I'm gonna quest for 1 to 8, and I'll pass turn. I'm gonna draw for turn here. And then I'm going to spend 2 for Mr. Smee and 2 for Mr. Smee. Let's see. I'm gonna pass turn. Oh man, this is tough. Like, do I want that deck to win? Yeah, sure, but like, man, it's like this. I mean, neither side's like giving me a lot of love, honestly. Let's see. Drop a turn. Okay, fine. 2 for Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. Need 2. I'm gonna go ahead and quest for 5. There we go. And then I am going to... Oh, yeah. Daisy triggers. Robin Hood. There's that. I need... The only way this could work is if I have maybe a sword in play or something. Okay. Okay, let's do it. They're on the brink. We're going to find out who wins. Okay, here we go. Draw for turn. Okay. Okay. I think we're fine. We might be fine. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna ink Robin Hood. And then I'm going to spend 3 to shift Robin Hood. That's what I've been waiting for this whole time. I'm going to go ahead and challenge this Robin Hood into Madam Mim. I will take 3 damage, gain 2 lore since I banished that character. I will go ahead and challenge both. Oh! Actually, hang on. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and challenge... you know what? We're in the avenue of taking back stuff. Actually, no, I don't think so. No, because it wouldn't matter anyway. So Lilo's is gonna go get banished. That's gonna take 3 damage over on this side, and then I will pass turn. These 2 will get 1 each on here, and I will pass turn. Draw for turn. Okay. I think I still got it. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 quests for 2 to 17. Daisy's going to trigger. Pluto's going to go into hand. I will spend 2 to play Madam Mim. And I will pass turn. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay. Okay, draw for turn. Wish I could find a way to get rid of that card. Dang. Alright, so I'm going to ink Pluto. I gotta try something. Somewhat because I know it's in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 to boom Madam Mim. That takes 2 damage. And then I'm gonna take an awful risk here. I'm gonna spend 2 for Doc. I'm gonna discard my hand. It's a shame because I've got so many good cards in there. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. I'm gonna spend 2 for Smee. And I'm gonna quest for 6 to 10. Those take 2. And I'll draw. I did this all with 3 ink. So I'm gonna quest for 1. Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom takes me to 20. So, Amber Amethyst holds firm. The Elder Statesman still rings true between the 2 decks. It's not the oldest deck in my collection, but Amber Amethyst takes home the win and will move on to the quarterfinals. And I do believe that they're going to take on the number 3 seed, which I believe is Ruby Amethyst. Don't at me on this one. I'll let you know when it's official. But yes, so as a result of this, the winner of this first round is going to be Amber Amethyst Hyper Aggro. I told you this deck is good. And what's really crazy about this is, like, yeah, I got hit with the number of uninkables, but at the same time though, a mix of being able to bounce at the right point kind of protected my characters, and also being able to quest wisely in those situations was good. Plus, there was a little bit of fortuitousness. I didn't get Robin Hood in early enough, and at some point I had to hit the Calcoon so I just tried to see what I can do to kind of limit the lead. But well, yeah, in the end, It's all for naught because Amethyst comes out on top. So they're going to go ahead and move on. I'm going to go ahead and clean this one up, and we'll go ahead and get ourselves prepared for the second match on the card. So just bear with me for a second. But yeah, what did you guys think about that match? Let me know in the comments below. I thought it was a pretty solid one-off match, and yeah, I had a little bit of a slight bias towards this blue steel deck winning, but hey, you have to win when it counts. And in case you guys don't know, this buy-in was to kind of help determine who was going to actually qualify for the championships, for the house championship, officially. But this is not the only way to qualify for a spot on this in terms of the charts. So what I try to do personally during the regular season, whenever I film it, is I will often try to play a deck against a seeded deck. And the way that it'll work is if the unranked deck defeats the seeded deck, they in turn take over the place of that seeded deck, and the seeded deck moves down one spot. And then that in turn, it causes a ripple effect, which will bump another deck out of the spot, and then that deck will have to buy it in. Now, I do this specifically because I want to have a little bit of spontaneity in like the house championship every set. So I want to like just have like kind of something different to kind of showcase on there too. I'm not going to do anything crazy like unless people request for it. I'm not going to ask for anything crazy like I'm going to put an unranked deck against the number one deck. Sometimes in most cases what I'll do is like in most of those kind of decks I will go in most kind of competitions I'll do like a roulette kind of thing where I roll a dice and that'll determine which decks get played against each other. So that's usually what I'll do. I'm not gonna really conscientiously like pick an unranked deck that's like the one seed. Just because I don't know, I just not a big fan of it. But if people request for it, then I will. And then you can always, and if it's unranked, then I can always see if it will win. So let's see. All right. So the next deck that we're gonna have is Emerald Steel Discard against Emerald Sapphire Baja Blast Bounce. What I like to call the Bounce House. It's a deck that has gone recently in vogue. I think that's the right term, and I'm using it correctly. Because of set 7, thanks to there's a particular deck card in that deck called Ink Geyser that's coming out for set 7. Where everyone exerts their cards in their inkwell, and if you have 3 or more cards, you have to, in your inkwell, you put them back into your hand until you have only 3 cards in your inkwell. So it's kind of like a reset. I feel like there's a lot of strategy involved in that sort of thing. You might think that maybe because with Emerald Sapphire being able to kind of play that deck, you want to limit the amount of... You kind of want to play aggro. And I'm like, you could. I mean, I just won a game with only three cards in the inkwell. But the other thing is too is like if you have a high cost deck, it's just like just make your turns wisely because you never know if you're playing against an Emerald Sapphire deck. Maybe the particular deck can. If you're playing against Emerald Sapphire, maybe they might stick Ink Geyser on you at some point, and then you just have to start all the way over. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that's of nerves about it. But yeah, okay. So let's see. Is this a? This is a deck that I do need to shuffle a billion times before I actually play it. So bear with me for a second. I've been having the the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show stuck on my mind for the last week or so, and I thought it was a great performance. But I was always like a kind of a casual fan of Kendrick. Now I'm a little bit more. I'm a little bit more interested in listening to stuff more often. So props. He was already a star, and it made that dude a superstar in the mainstream. So props to him. Anyway, yeah, a little bit of backstory for the Emerald Steel discard deck that I am currently shuffling at this point. This deck is considered the elder statesman of the of all the decks that I carry at my disposal. It has been with me since set 3. I did start in set 1, but I never got terribly competitive just because I didn't have enough. There at the time, there was not enough cards in set 1 and set 2 to kind of go around, and everyone remembers this. Like if you were there from the beginning, it was really hard to get product, and so like I never really kind of looked at myself as a competitive player until I could actually get competitive cards. And Emerald Steel Discard was the first deck that I actually like really kind of invested time into doing stuff. And Into the Inklings definitely like kind of opened opportunities up for deck building, at least for me. Was I a good Emerald Steel Discard player? No. It's like I ain't no Zansai but I am usually pretty. But I do feel confident in its ability. Like, and if anything, I know I can pilot it comfortably enough. Confidently enough? No. Comfortably? Yes. Like I know what everything does. I know what the synergy between different cards is within those decks. And so yeah. And so like yeah, this deck has been stuck with me ever since set 3. Always kind of had some variation of Emerald Steel available at my disposal. I really got it like kind of fully developed starting in set 5 when I finally got Diablos and I was able to kind of make those sort of things. And I really kind of got my deck building into overdrive during set 5 because that was also the same set when the Disney Olicana Challenge in Seattle had happened, which is, you know, within the realms of my home area. And yeah, that's where I got really serious about Lorcana, and I developed good bonds with some close friends that also play Lorcana, and got into that competitive spirit. So thanks to those friends. You guys know who you are. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. I'm a little bit nervous that this deck is going to be a little bit blockish. Again, it's that same old story of like, okay, cool, you kind of sort everything out so you know what is in your deck when you put it on Dreamborn. But if you don't shuffle it, it's just like you come up with these most ridiculous hands, and so that is a little bit of what I'm nervous about going into this matchup. We'll find out. Two. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess default I should have just done that. Okay. Where am I at on time? Oh, okay, not too bad. To whoever is that second person that's on chat, that's on live, I appreciate you joining us, man. The one person that's on the chat is my other account. So I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for sticking through it. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at Emerald Sapphire. Now, this deck, I do think this one is a little bit more manageable when it comes to the shuffles. Now, Emerald Sapphire, a little bit of a backstory with this. So, as you can see, this deck currently has clear sleeves on it. If you don't know anything about the competitive requirements when it comes to Disney Arcana, this deck is technically illegal because of the sleeves that it has on here. So, as of right now, Emerald Sapphire is a deck that is near and dear to my heart. I've played this deck since, I believe, the tail end of set 4. I took it off for a little bit, and then I started kind of like getting back into it because of the new cards that were coming out for set 7. But until then, this deck has clear sleeves because we have yet to determine if the Emerald Sapphire, aka the Baja Blast deck, is sleeve worthy, at least within the Nerdstrom household. I know of people that are using this to make it really competitive, and kudos to them. I would myself would like to be a part of that group myself, because I do really like Emerald Sapphire. There's a lot of cool potential with it. I myself call my deck the Bounce House, because there is a lot of bouncing other opponents' deck cards back into their hand, in order to kind of increase the potency of not just Clarabelle, of which in this deck, just to kind of get you a preview, there's only 3 of them in here. I would like to get a 4th at some point. But in addition, the other card that's also important in this deck is Bend to My Will. So basically what you can do is ramp to get to Clarabelle as quickly as you can, start bouncing cards along the way, and bouncing opponents' cards back into their hand so they have as big of a hand as they possibly can. Clarabelle comes out, end of turn. You get a bunch of cards as a result of that, and then the next turn you can go ahead and hit Bend to My Will. It's also cool because if you have a couple of cards at your disposal, you don't have to worry about something like an Ursula taken away, because Bend to My Will is an action. It's an expensive action, but it's an action nonetheless. And so it's Ursula proof. It's a cool card. It halts momentum in a lot of ways right in an instant. And so it's a really cool deck, and I'm really looking forward to playing this. Now, the thing though that's interesting is that Emerald Sapphire, I'm playing against an Emerald Steel discard variant. This deck could just as quickly get rid of cards on this side, as much as this deck is trying to gain cards over on the other side. So you never know. This is a pretty unpredictable matchup, and again, this is a best of 1, so I do not know how this is going to go. This is a deck combination that I haven't played against, at least at home. So I'm very curious to see what's going to be the end result for this one. So we'll see where it happens. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I should have said. Okay, so in the interest of competitive nature, because Emerald Steel is the higher seed and it is the current part of the deck in the rotation, I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice to determine who goes first. And it's got a 4. Okay. Now, let's take a look at Emerald Sapphire. 6. Okay, so it's got a 6 over on that side. So Emerald Steel is going to start, which means that Emerald Steel needs to go ahead and get its hand first. So let's see what we got here. Man, it's like even on this side, I'm like, okay, how do I play this deck? I don't know. We're about to find out. So as of right now, this deck is not sleeve worthy. I will definitely say that if you know the rules about sleeve worthy decks, you have to remember that within the Nerdstrom household, if this deck competes against 2 decks in the rotation and beats them, they will become sleeve worthy, and then the next time that you see it on there, it'll become sleeves. Now, for Blue Steel, when I first played that deck, it had to go through two games against in best of three combat in best of three competition. Um, I mean, it's my house. I can do what I want. I kind of have decided that if this deck beats this deck in a best of one, and then proceeds to beat the next deck in the rotation in a best of three, I think I could deem this deck sleeve worthy. So at some point, I'll have to go ahead and put sleeves on this deck. So I have decided that that is going to be the case, and we'll see where we go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, the thing that's interesting is like with the amount of card draw that's in this deck, is it beneficial for me to have a whole bunch of cards in there, because it could actually lead into their hands. So we'll see. Let's try this. I'm gonna do that. No. Well, yeah, I'll probably get one at some point. And let's just go ahead and go down. So I'm gonna go ahead on this side. I'm gonna send back 5. Okay. Do 5. Deal 5. And then souffle. Anybody out here Emerald players? We got a showcase of 2 great Emerald decks right here. Have I ever thought about playing Emerald Amethyst? I'm a little bit freaked out about doing that one, because I just kind of feel it just requires so much finesse in order to kind of get good at it. So I'm not too sure, but I respect a lot of people that play Emerald Amethyst. It's a solid deck. Whenever I see it in action, I'm like, damn, I wish I could play this deck. Anyway. One thing I am excited for is I am due to hopefully cop a new Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie playmat from set 1, and I'm really looking forward to getting that one. Just because I don't have an Emerald playmat, and I'm the kind of guy that does not pull punches. I don't hide what decks I have. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm gonna play at least one color. You'll see what it is, based off of what I have on my board. I know it could be a tactic for some people, but I'm not that smart. It's fine. Okay, I should have not looked at that because I'm going second. But anyway, I'll go ahead and see what I've got over here. Yep. And yep. Ash. I'm just seeing myself in the other angle. It's on a 7-second delay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see what that is. Oh man, this one's not great either. Dang. No. 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 I don't like any of those. Oh, actually, no. Hang on. There is one. No. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and send 5 back as well on this side. Okay, so Emerald Sapphire versus Emerald Steel. Let's go ahead and get this started. Okay. Wow. I'm just staring at this deck. I'm like, oh my goodness. All right. I'm gonna Ink Mother Gothel. I'm gonna pass turn. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Okay, I'm going to ink. We don't talk about Bruno, and I am also going to pass turn. Oh, man. This is brutal. I don't enjoy decks that don't have a bunch of one drops. Maybe this is the reason why I enjoy playing Hyper Aggro. Wow. This is a crazy combination. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. And I am going to ink Grammatala, and I'm going to spend 2 to sail the Azurite Sea, draw a card. And I am going to ink You're Welcome. And I'm going to pass turn. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Oof. I'm going to ink Go-Go Tamago. And I'm going to pass. Oh, man. Brutal. This is what happens when you have day one shuffles going on. Okay, I'm gonna go draw for turn. I am going to spend 2 to play Tipo, which allows me to ink that card face down, and then I'm gonna go on pass turn. Wait, actually, hang on. No, I'm not. Because I did 2, 3, 4. I'm going to ink Cake Cloud Kicker. Then I'm gonna pass turn. Oh man, how long will it be before these guys actually get some sort of offense in? I'm gonna drop a turn. I'm going to ink Go-Go Tamago, and I'm going to spend 2 for Ursula. I'll pass turn. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to have Tipo sing Strike a Good Match to draw 2 cards and choose and discard a card. I will discard that one. I will spend 2 to send Cloud Kicker out, who is going to send back Ursula to hand. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and ink Peter Pan as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to ink the Muses. And I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to play Pete. And I'm going to pass turn. If you notice, I do that because, I mean, it's turn 7, bend of my will could happen, so you never know. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. That was played well. It's like even, like, It's like you played this really well. I'm gonna go ahead and quest for 2, and I'm gonna pass turn. That was a really well played, Pete. Oh my goodness. Um, let's see. I'm gonna draw for turn. I am going to ink in Ursula, and I'm gonna spend 2 to play Ursula. Reveal the hand. Discard a song of my choice. Ooh, let's get rid of. How far I'll go. And I'm going to spend 3 for Ursula Deceiver of All. And I am going to quest for 1, and I'm going to pass turn. Okay, draw for turn. I am going to ink a Let It Go, and I'm going to go ahead and spend 7 to play Bend to My Will, which discards all cards in the hand. And I will go ahead and quest for 2 to 4, and I'm going to pass turn. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. All right, I'm going to spend 1 for Diablo. Got a Peter Pan in hand. And then I am going to challenge. I'm going to go ahead and challenge with Ursula and take out Tipo. Take 1 damage. And then Pete is going to take out Kit, who's going to give me 2. And then I'll quest for 1 with that Ursula. And I will pass turn. All right, I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to go ahead and spend 7 for Peter Pan. I just play Exerted. And while this character is exerted, each opposing character can't gain lore unless one of their characters challenges this turn. So that's kind of what the story is with that one. And I will pass turn. Somebody told me I need to find a way to take that out. Draw for turn. Okay. I am going to spend. I'm going to have Ursula sing Storm Rage on twice. Draw a card. Do it again. Draw a card. And that goes to the bottom of the deck. And that will deal 4 damage. And then I'm going to have Pete sing Storm Rage on to finish it off. Draw a card. And I will have Diablo and Ursula quest for 2 to 4. And I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. Alright, I'm going to draw for turn. I do kind of regret the way that I set that up, but you never know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 for Kit Cloud Kicker. I'm going to go ahead and send Ursula back to hand. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 for Gogo Tamago and pay 2 to gain lore equal to what Pete's got on damage to 6. And I am going to go ahead and pass turn. Okay. Turn. Okay, so I'm going to ink Ursula. And I'm going to spend 3 to bring Deceiver of All. And Diablo, obviously you don't have anything inside of hand. And I'm going to go ahead and quest for 3 to 7. I'm going to pass turn. Turn. I'm going to spend 2 for 4 for how far I'll go. Look at the top 2. Send 1. Hand the other to the equal face down exerted. Put that. And then I'm going to spend 1 for Clarabelle. I'm going to go ahead and finish Pete. And both of them are going to get sacked. And then I'm going to go ahead and quest for 1 with Go-Go. And I'm going to pass turn. Draw for turn. I will go ahead and spend 2 for Boom to hit Go-Go with that. And then I will go ahead and quest for 4. Actually, no, I'm going to quest for 3 to 10. I'm going to pass turn. Draw for turn. I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 to play You're Welcome on Clarabelle. I'm going to shuffle this into my deck, and then I will go ahead and draw 2 cards. Okay. I'm going to draw 2. I'm not going to do anything because I can't. I'm going to pass turn. Alright, draw for turn. So I'm going to go ahead and ink. We don't talk about Bruno. And I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 for Prince John. I'm going to go ahead and quest for 4 to 14. I'm going to pass turn. Do you have lethal on board as of right now? Draw for turn. Ooh, this actually might be clutch. We'll see. 1, 2. I am gonna go ahead and play Peter Pan Exerted. And while this character is exerted, nobody can gain lore until you challenge it. Unless one of their characters challenges turn. So, all right, let's see. Okay, somebody's got to be a sacrificial lamb here. I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 5 for Sad Beast. And then I am going to challenge Diablo. Actually, no. Yeah. Challenge a Diablo. Take 1 damage on here. But now I can go ahead and gain lore. And I'm going to go ahead and quest for 3 to 17. I'm going to pass turn. Okay. Draw for turn. I am going to turn Beast into ink. That goes there. And then, let's see, do I have enough? don't think I have enough. Can hit this, take that out, take 2 damage to go to 3. Other than that, yeah, I got it. All right, cool. So the Elder Statesman Emerald Steel discard holds on and beats the Upstart Emerald Sapphire deck for the chance to move on to the next round. So this is the number 5 seed. That does mean that the number 5 seed will face the number 4 seed, which, if I remember correctly, is going to be... Oh, it's going to be Amethyst Steel Jafar. So stay tuned. I am scheduled to, at least as far as I know, I am scheduled to make the next round of videos for the quarterfinals tomorrow. I know I will guaranteed do the round, the seed 3 seed versus 6 seed, which is Hyper Aggro versus Ruby Amethyst. And if that, and I will say this, I am trying to do this in such an efficient way that I can still save enough time so that me and my wife can go ahead and prepare for the move. So just keep that in mind. If the first round, if it goes best of 3 and I sweep the other deck, then that means that the next deck will go ahead and we'll just go ahead and move on to the next one. So guaranteed there's going to be one game that happens, but there may be up to 2 in one video. So stay tuned. If that doesn't happen, then the next video will happen on Monday. But yeah, that is to be expected for the next couple days. So the buy-in end result, you got to see a couple of upstart decks, but neither of them managed to beat the decks that are part of the rotation. Maybe that is the reason why the decks are part of the rotation. Or maybe it's because they just lucked out and they got the upper hand in a best of 1 contest. But in any case, the buy-in round is over and the seeds are set. So let's go ahead and see what happens in the next videos. So until then, my name is Nerdstrom and let's get nerdy.